And then there was one. In fact, we had a fallen soldier this week in the Jacksonville Jaguars. We just want to send our condolences out to Jaguar Nation or whatever the hell you call yourselves. But it's over, Duval. It was a good season. You tried your best, and only one can remain from the AFC South. That is the Houston Texans. Congratulations to them and their fan base. Let me bring in the hosts. Guys, Ruben, Dalton, sorry, brother, about that. It's just got to be what it's got to be. Derek, Michael, fellas, so good to see you. What a hell of a wild card weekend. I get it. Some teams lose, some teams win, but ultimately, just as a football fan, that wild card weekend was arguably the best that we've seen in a long time. You see what happens when the Kansas City Chiefs aren't in the playoffs. Things go amazing across the league. We had 3 games in a row to start the wild card weekend that the team that was trailing at 2 minutes ended up winning. That almost held true in the 49ers-Eagles game. That game was super close. And then we get to the final 2 weeks, or the final 2 games of the week, and they end up being blowouts. Either way, good weekend. Fellas, so good to see you. I think we got to start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Losing to the Bills in a heartbreaker, 27-24. Really fun game to watch. Dalton, I'll get to you in a minute. I'll let you gather your thoughts, sir. But I'm going to go around the table and just kind of get everybody's thoughts on the games. Normally, we cover our own games, but this week, since there was just 2 playoff games, I want to incorporate the Colts and Titans fans into things. You know what I mean? So we're going to start with you, Derek. Watching that game, what were your thoughts overall watching the Jaguars and the Bills?
Well, I mean, it's really awesome to know that the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts pretty much have the same playoff wins. So, I mean, it was one hate watch down. It was funny, man. That was such a back and forth game. It was full of a bunch of surprises, but at the end of it, I mean, we just really came down to, one QB being Josh Allen that, just knows how to win in those high pressure situations. And then you have a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence, who once again, I mean, he does some great things. I mean, we see some great throws, and then what's the knock? We always say about Trevor Lawrence, there's just those few plays where you're just like, why'd you make that throw? Or why did you do it the way that you did it? And that ultimately just came back to really bite him in the butt. And I mean, I expected better against Josh Allen from the Jacksonville pass defense. I mean, I know James Cook didn't run the football very well, but I mean, Josh Allen, 28 of 35. I really thought that they would have a better hold on it. And ultimately, it just didn't pan out. I mean, just the better quarterback in a tightly contested game where both teams were struggling to move the football at times. The better quarterback ended up winning.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it comes down to in the playoffs, Derek, is just who the better quarterback is. It's not always the better team. It's just who's hot at the right time. Michael, what were your thoughts watching that game, man? Close game, fun one to watch for sure. I think it's easier, it's so much easier when your team's not involved and you can just sit back and enjoy. I don't know if you were hate watching the way that Derek was, but either way, what were your thoughts on the game?
No, from my point, I'm always just watching to evaluate, especially with free agency coming up. So you just look at the talent that's on the field and who's going to be available in 2026. But, first things first, got to give the Jaguars credit. I thought they were going to get blown out, but regardless, they came in, they were physical, they pounded the rock, and the Bills had trouble trying to stop them. It is what it is. They came in and they fought a contested battle against a team that a lot of people thought were really going to just fall over in the playoffs. This Jaguars team was definitely going to come and give their best, and they did. And I mean, my applause to you. Round of applause. That being said, 2 bishops have now ruined the Jacksonville Jaguar season, and I'm proud to be one.
All right. Perfect. All right, Ruben. Well, listen, I know that you really wanted that matchup. You wanted that matchup in the AFC Championship or divisional, however it was going to pan out. But that was a matchup that you wanted. I think we all wanted that matchup for sure. Talk to me about what you saw in that game for the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I was actually very surprised by the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. Yes, they did shut down the run. I think both James Cook and Josh Allen were in check. And when when you look at the yardage, no one really, gassed the Jags through the air. But when you see the completions for Josh Allen, I mean, 28 of 35, where was the pass rush? We know that the Buffalo Bills offensive line is good, but the pass rush was just very little. And you get basically nothing from Brian Thomas Jr. You basically get nothing from Jacoby Myers. It was all Parker Washington. And you get 2 mistakes from Trevor Lawrence. It's you got to be able to overcome mistakes when they happen. There was some good from Trevor. There was definitely some bad from Trevor. But Josh Allen is an MVP type of quarterback. He gets his first road win. It was a fun game. It came down to the very end, but the Bills won. They took it.
Yeah, it was definitely a fun game to watch, I think, for everybody up here, except for maybe Dalton. You were referencing his stream earlier, and Dalton, it sounds like you had your family there with you trying to watch the game while you got the the baby in hand. It was a hell of a season, I'll say that, man. A hell of a ride either way. I know at the beginning of the season when we laid out our records, you didn't expect to be here. But here you were. You guys were at home. You had a chance to win a playoff game. You're playing against the Buffalo Bills, the best quarterback arguably in the NFL. That's always a tough matchup for sure. And you certainly had your chances overall, man. Talk to me about what you saw from your Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Buffalo Bills here.
Yeah, it was obviously unfortunate. The Jaguars, great year overall. You go 13-4. You win the AFC South. You proved a lot of things that maybe were doubts going into the year. We were all skeptical of what Liam Cohen was going to be, especially after his intro press conference. Liam Cohen looks like the real deal. Trevor Lawrence, there were obviously questions about him. He finishes in the MVP race, so that's good on that. And overall, it feels like there's a pretty good nucleus on this team. But, you go in and you're not really expecting to go one and done, right? This is not really a spot I thought we would be in last week. I think we kind of took week 1 for granted because, you go back 2017, the Jaguars make it to the AFC Championship. 2022, you go to the divisional round. So we all kind of thought Wildcard weekend, that's usually for the Jaguars taken, especially at home. But, the Jaguars don't get it done. And, there are multiple things about this game. I thought probably the biggest thing to blame would probably be Liam Cohen. He made a decision early on to go for it on 4th and 2 instead of taking the points. I would have put the Jaguars up 10-3. Instead, you don't get it. And then Bills drive down to score a touchdown. And then all of a sudden, the Bills are winning, 10-7. So shift the momentum. When you look at it, Bills going into this game, they were not a good team against the run, and the Jaguars were exploiting them in a run. They were getting like 78 yards per clip when it comes to the run game. I don't know why the Jaguars went away from the run game the way they did, and they played with weird balance. It's like they would open up these drives and just go like pass. So they'd open it up and go run. Not in the mixture in that. So yeah, Liam Cohen is one to blame. It definitely wasn't Trevor Lawrence's best game. He had the pick early. He also obviously had the pick to end it. But I will give Trevor Lawrence credit though. The game started rough for both quarterbacks. It was 10-7 at halftime, right? Nobody was scoring. In the second half, Trevor got the ball down twice and helped the team. He scored a touchdown. Later on, Josh Allen responds with a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, once again with 4 minutes left, scores a touchdown. So he showed some grit in that manner, but obviously the pick at the end is unfortunate and it's not a good throw. So ultimately, Trevor Lawrence, it was a great year for him, but wasn't a great playoff game, right? The defense also pretty terrible. You allow Josh Allen, 2 or 3 straight touchdowns at the end of it. The Trevor Lawrence and the offense gave you guys the lead on 2 separate occasions, and you went out there and squandered it. Greg Newsome, terrible game. Jarian Jones, I thought, had a bad game too. The pass rush wasn't good either. And it shows like when you lock down Josh Hines Allen, there's not much outside of that. So if I'm James Gladstone and Tony Baselli, this offseason, I'm trying to find a way to get a ferocious defensive line. You saw the Eagles win the Super Bowl last year. And just they were wreaking havoc on Patrick Mahomes without even needing the blitz. And obviously you saw what the Houston Texans did last night. If you can have a defensive line that can rush for and get pressure, that's such an insane weapon to have. So I think if I'm James Gladstone, I'm trying to find a way to get an elite defensive line in 2026. So overall, I mean, yeah, great year. It sucks the way it went down. Ultimately, I mean, at least we have something to show for, right? I mean, we have an AFC South title. It's not the goal to win the AFC South. Obviously, the goal is to win the Super Bowl. But when all the circumstances are there, it was probably a good year. I'm still pissed. I don't want to sit here and talk about moral victories, but I know some people like to hear them. It was a game that you could have won. You definitely had the opportunity to win. But, yeah, Buffalo with Josh Allen. And we got Josh Allen, right? Josh Allen did what elite quarterbacks do at the very end of games and battle and get ahead, and it was a good fight there. But ultimately, the Jaguars fall, and, now it's the offseason.
Well, I mean, it's tough, right? Because I always notice, like, as being a fan of a team, it's almost like worse to make the playoffs and lose than it is to just not make the playoffs at all. When you don't make the playoffs, you can just kind of sit back and enjoy things. But the moment that you're in it and you're out, all of a sudden it's like there's no color to the days. It's just like blah. So I understand where you're coming from, but the Jaguars should. They have a lot to be proud of. That team is physical, man. I don't care. Listen, the defense may not have held up against Josh Allen ultimately overall, but they beat the hell out of Josh Allen, man. He really had to earn every single yard he got at times in that game. He hurt his finger. He hurts his leg. He's just near concussion. Like, he was getting beat up, man. That team got after it. Jacksonville's just a complete team overall. You've got a solid kicker, although he did have the one miss, what have you. But ultimately, like, overall, I think there's a lot to be proud of. You still have Hunter coming back next year. We'll see what he's able to bring to the table. So that's an influx of talent being put in there. So I don't know. I think overall, it's not exactly what you wanted, but you're pretty proud of the team, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely proud of the team. It's I mean, we're 2 days after the game. I'm pretty pissed right now. Everything sucks, but yeah, I mean, you got the AFC South title. I mean, that's the only thing to show for it. First round exits suck, but at least you have a division title. But ultimately, that's not the goal, right? The goal is to go a lot further. I thought at least we could make it a divisional. It's just this is the year the AFC just seems wide open, right? The Jaguars can beat literally any team remaining out there, and it's just unfortunate, but it's all ifs and buts. The Jaguars lost, so we got to kind of eat it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, I'll say you guys are highly represented in the chat still. You guys don't seem to be too down overall considering how things went down. So we'll see. We'll see how the offseason goes, and you guys will be back at it. All right. Well, listen, let's talk about the one team that did get it done. That's the Texans on Monday Night Football, beating the Pittsburgh Steelers 30-6, keeping the AFC South roundtable alive with a team remaining. We appreciate you, Houston Texans. All right, Derek, talk to me, man. What did you see from the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football?
Well, there's a couple of things that really stood out when it came to this game. First things first was looking at just CJ Stroud, and obviously the completion percentage was okay, but just from an overall standpoint of protecting the football, I mean, good Lord, CJ Stroud, man. If you want to continue to go on and be a contender in the playoffs right now, you cannot have a game like this again. I mean, where you're coughing up the football 5 times. Thankfully, it didn't result in a lot of points, and thankfully, not all of those 5 times did you actually end up losing it. But one interception that was completely unwarranted. At the end of that first half, you end up throwing that interception right at the goal line, and you could have gotten points. You could have made it over it could have made it a 4-point game, but instead you lost all the momentum you had gotten from that drive. And then obviously the lack of a pocket presence. I know it's difficult because obviously they have TJ Watt, they have Cameron Hayward, they have all these guys. But I mean, he was not protecting the football well the other night. And he has to be better for sure. But in spite all of that, to still have that game be a 1-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then just to see the life drain out of Pittsburgh when you saw the Houston Texans doing what they're doing, and it all comes back to that defense. And I mean, they're insane, dude. They're insane. The amount of bad possessions that CJ Stroud put that defense in the first half. I mean, twice he put the Texans defense deep into their own territory. I mean, one I think was at like the 18-yard line, and Pittsburgh ended up getting a field goal out of it. So, I mean, this defense is just absolutely insane. I mean, they scored more than double the points that Pittsburgh did offensively all night. I mean, they were the MVP of this game, as we all figured they would be. We said it before. The Texans, if they were going to make it all the way, that defense would have to do it. And it traveled well, and they were just destroying Aaron Rodgers and that offense all night long. And I mean, it's truly incredible.
Yeah, it is truly incredible. I'm really curious to see it up against Drake May. I want to see what Drake May is made of. We're about to find out real quick. But Michael, talk to me about what you saw on Monday Night Football yesterday.
Yeah, first off, shout out to Mike Tomlin for an incredible career in Pittsburgh. Damn, Ruben, you didn't have to do him like that and get him to quit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was going to leave, but you didn't have to do him like that. But regardless, a great NFL coaching career, whatever he goes on to do, he's already said he's going to take a year off and maybe just figure things out. TV would be a good fit for him. So you heard it here first. Also got to give a shout out to Aaron Rodgers, just from body language, maybe we've seen the last of him. This might have been one of those games where I think he's just really contemplating on hanging it up at this time. So if he does, a fantastic career, easily first ballot Hall of Famer, nothing but respect from me. So to the game now. It was really a tale of two cities. And I mean, you look at the way Houston played on offense, they struggled a little bit early. Turnovers were definitely their Achilles heel. You were just worried about CJ Stroud getting started. And, if he could just kind of just shake off this funk he was getting himself into. But it was all defense the rest of the way. I mean, this defense, to me, it's playing at a Super Bowl playing caliber. And I really look at the way they're just contending. They're getting to the ball. They're causing turnovers. That's the worst I've ever seen Aaron Rodgers play in a game. And I know he's 42. We'll just put that for the side. Regardless, I've never seen him so frustrated and just off his game. This defense basically just found the key component to shut down teams. And this is their stepping stone to the next level. I really feel like that this team has Super Bowl capabilities, that they're really going to be a problem the rest of the way in the playoffs, whoever they face. And we already know a lot about this New England game coming up. Of course, we'll put a pin in that. But Ruben, I tip my hat to you. People don't like defensive games. This one was fun up until you guys basically stole their lunch money and then just kicked them in the stomach for fun.
Just kicked the wind out of him like, all right, man. Hopefully you were sober enough for this one, Dalton. I don't know if you were drinking your sorrows away from the weekend or what, but hopefully you were around to watch this game, man. And give me your thoughts about what you saw on Monday Night Football with the Texans and the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to that defense, man. I mean, it's an all-world defense. Kind of reminds me, honestly, this Texans team kind of reminds me of what I think the Broncos were in 2015, right? I mean, it's just a ferocious defense that could very well just carry them into a Super Bowl win. Because as we remember, Peyton Manning that year was not the same old Peyton Manning. They got carried there, and this defense has the ability to do that. I mean, they kept them in the game the whole entire time when the offense wasn't really doing much, and obviously scoring 2 touchdowns defensively. I mean, that's insane work. And I think like I said, I think just something very impressive about the Texans is just how they're able to just get so much pressure without even blitzing, right? I mean, Aaron Rodgers in that third quarter, he's just dropping back and they're rushing forward, and it's just pressure every single time. So, yeah, it's an all-world defense. It'll be very interesting to see how far they carry them. Offensively, yeah, it can be a tough watch sometimes. I don't know what to make of C.J. Stroud, to be completely honest with you. I mean, talk about a guy that had this insane rookie season that I feel like has just been carrying his perception for so long, and people are just kind of wondering, okay, like, when is he ever going to be back to that, and is he ever going to be back to that? I personally don't know, but yeah, that's it. Regardless, if they can just be a team that can run the ball effectively, can just not turn the ball over, and just get to, like, I don't know, like 20 points or something like that. It could be a team that, of course, gets carried by their defense. But yeah, shout out to Christian Kirk. It was good to see him have a big game. Still love Christian Kirk. You know, sometimes these guys leave under bad circumstances. You know, the Jaguars trade him over there, so got nothing but love for him. But yeah, I think when you looked at the overall playoff, AFC playoffs, there's I thought anybody could go to the Super Bowl except for two teams. I thought the Chargers and I thought the Steelers. I didn't think they had any shot. Now we're into a Final Four in the AFC. It'll be fascinating to kind of see who gets to the end.
Yeah, it really is wide open to your point, Dalton. It's not just the AFC, it's the NFC too, man. I feel like any team is capable of winning depending on the matchup, depending on the day. And the Texans have as good of a chance as anybody. Well, they do. They have to get that offense together a little bit. Maybe to Dalton's point, it's as simple as getting to 20 points. But either way, they come away with a win, a massive win on the road. Monday Night Football. Ruben, talk to me about what you saw from your Houston Texans.
Yeah, it first starts with the defense. This defense is just perfect. And it was perfect on Monday Night Football against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who they outscored 14-3. You know, there's this chart where it shows how much teams blitz and how much teams disguise their coverages. The rest of the league is in the middle. The Texans are down low. They let you know what they are doing, and you can't not do anything about it. They'll rush 4. They'll win with 4. Your entire defensive line had a sack yesterday. You also get a thick 6 from Sheldon Rankins. Old man Aaron Rodgers was running for his life. His last throw, a pick 6 to Kalen Bullock. I don't think he's going to play another year. You have Mike Tomlin right off into the sunset. This is what the Houston Texans defense does, ladies and gentlemen. This secondary, DK Metcalf did not see him, right? Everyone was talking about the quick game for Pittsburgh. They tried it. It didn't work. This team tackles, and they tackle correctly. This defense will take this team to a Super Bowl. They could win them a Super Bowl. All you need is 20 points. The offensive side, C.J. Stroud, he was horrible. C.J. Stroud did everything in his power to lose you the football game. And what's frustrating is in that horrible, you see that they were really good on third down, that they had 12 passing first downs. You see a 3rd and 15 late in the game, C.J. Stroud, big play to Christian Kirk, and you're like, why can't you do this for 4 quarters? There are times when you look like the quarterback that won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and there are times where you look just like crap, where you almost commit 6 turnovers just by yourself, C.J. Stroud. I don't know what was going on with the snap exchange. At one point, it looked like it was his fault. At what point, it looked like it was Jake Andrews' fault, but still, 3 turnovers from the offense, from your quarterback, you still won this game. All you need is 20 points. What no one is talking about is the Houston Texans rushing for over 100 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers, against Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. Woody Marks talked before the game and said he was speaking with Azeez Al-Shaair, and Azeez told him, this is where you make your money. This is where you make a name for yourself. And Woody Marks did exactly that. This offensive line for the Houston Texans was overpowering the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line in the run game. You get this run game going forward, and you cut back on the turnovers from CJ Stroud, and all he has to do is just done what he's done all year, this team can go very far. It can go very far. They showed it on Monday night. They could overcome anything with the way this defense has been playing all year. If they get to that level and they get to the big game, they win the big game, this is an historically great defense. It really is.
And let me give you a shout out real quick, Ruben.
Yeah.
I got to make this point too, because I missed this as well. First, let's give him a round of applause. First road playoff win ever for Ruben. So congratulations.
Shout out Christian Kirk as well, dude. I mean, 8 catches,
where the hell was Christian Kirk all year? He had like 290 yards the whole season, and then gets 144, which is the most ever for a Houston Texan wide receiver. So Christian Kirk breaks a record, and there's no Nico Collins, and I don't think he's going to be there against New England.
No. Crazy
game, man. You won this game. You have an opportunity to get to the dance, man. Christian Kirk, Stephen A. Smith. Christian Kirk.
I don't know how in the world y'all ran the ball 30 times for 160 yards. Like, I mean, this same defense, the Colts played them, and Jonathan Taylor, I think, had 25 carries for like 72 yards. I mean, it's truly insane how easy it looked for you guys to run the football yesterday.
No, it was it shocked us all. Our offensive lineman Titus Howard, he posted a photo of our offensive line coach in the bust down feature because, you didn't get a 100-yard rusher until the very end of the season. It was your rookie Gerard Jordan against the Cardinals. But to get it in the playoffs against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who have Cameron Hayward, who has known to just, be fantastic, even though he's very old, it's scary going forward, man. You just need your quarterback not to do stupid stuff.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, right? Like it's regardless of what we think of CJ Stroud, this is the type of defense where you just can't make mistakes as a quarterback. You don't have to go out and win it. You don't have to play hero ball. Every play call should be a throw near the line of scrimmage, crossing routes. Everything should be 10 yards or less, easy, quick reads. Just get the ball out of his hands, run the ball. Everything should almost be an extension of the run game when he's passing. There's no, and it's not a knock against CJ Stroud. This is just what this team is built to do. When the strength is your defense, and we know the strength is not the offensive line, that's for sure. Even if they've improved, at the very least, just get that quick game going. So a lot of it's on CJ, absolutely, but a lot of that's on the offensive coordinator with coming up the right game plan and understanding that you got a defense that will win you the game. You just don't turn the ball over, man. Just protect the football, get yourself your few points. Capitalize when the defense gets a turnover. Keep it simple. There's no reason not to do that. And I look at the formula back. We've seen this dominant defenses, the Ravens, the Bucks, the Steelers. Like we've seen these dominant defenses just have quarterbacks that come in and don't make mistakes, and that's all you really need. And you can go far with that. So CJ's definitely got to get it together. Offensive play callers got to get it together. That's not going to fly in New England. It's just not.
I actually think that the offensive, coordinator Nick Cady did a good job. It was just, CJ just being wildly inconsistent. I think there was good concepts. I think there was there were great throws from CJ out there.
Yeah.
But what negate those, those great throws are 5 fumbles. Like I'll take an interception. You not being able to catch a snap, your communication with your offensive line not being on par. That you cannot have happen. I understand it's the playoffs, but these mistakes get amplified. If this happens again against New England, I don't think you're going to win the football game. But it's just, you got to limit the mistakes and just, like I said, man, just through the air, he looked good. I mean, there was one bad throw he had where Nico Collins, right before the half, he would have walked into the touchdown, oversold it, and then the interception. But other than that, man, big throws on 3rd and long, a big play to Christian Kirk to start off the game. I mentioned the 3rd and 15. That was, it was a huge momentum swing back towards Houston. And like you said, just don't turn the ball over.
Well, oddly enough, I mean, you guys.
They're 3-0 when he has 3 turnovers, which is crazy.
That's absolutely, it's absolutely crazy. But oddly enough, man, Nico Collins did miss a game earlier in the year, and it seemed to be a bit of a blessing in disguise. You almost wonder if Nico Collins being out, and he most likely will. We'll talk about the game overall, but you almost just wonder if that'll be enough to get CJ Stroud going again, finding other guys and just spreading the ball around. I don't know. We'll see. It is the strangest thing in the world because I think the world of CJ Stroud. I think he's a really good quarterback, but man, that was not a good showing by any means. So luckily his defense pulled through.
And this is like his first playoff game of playing really ass like this. Every other one besides the one against Baltimore where the whole offense was just shut down. CJ Stroud, had been playing really well, put the Superman cape on, even last year against the Chargers. I just don't know what happened last night. I don't expect it to happen again.
Yeah, well, we'll see going forward. We will see going forward. Listen, a lot of people spamming in the chat. Stop. All right? You're going to get put in timeout. You're going to get your comments deleted. We see you. You don't have to say the same thing 500 times. We got it. All right. Chill. Okay. Let's get to some sleeper here. And Ruben, you're the only team remaining, so I'm going to let you make these picks. But first, you can get a 100% deposit match of up to $100 using promo code RTS. You can also get a free $20 play when you use that same promo code. Link is pinned to the top of the description. Sleeper is the fastest fantasy growing app out there. Let's make some picks for this game. Ruben, you tell me what you see that you like here, man.
I like Woody
Ty
Marks.
Fairbairn? Woody Marks,
over
okay. We like
yards.
Okay, we're going more. Yep.
What does Stephon Diggs have?
Ooh, Diggs.
A lot of baby
48 and a
mamas.
half. 48.
Yeah,
and
give me
possibly
less.
some charges.
Give me less
Okay.
on Stephon Diggs. He's
Yeah,
getting
pending
shut down.
charges. Yeah.
Yeah. Over or under felonies. Okay. What about Oh, here we go. This is a fun one. What about Drake May? You think he goes more than 227 and a half on this defense?
Probably less.
Yeah, I'm gonna go less.
All right, let's go one more. Christian Kirk receiving yards, 49 and a half.
Actually, I have a Jaden Higgins anytime touchdown. There's not going to be any. Nico
he's got a
Collins.
feeling. I love this. I love feelings. All right. So listen,
I
we're gonna
get
go
burned
Woody
on the
Marks.
intertimers. I just stopped doing them.
I know it is tough. It is tough. We're gonna go, but he's got a feeling. I like it. We're gonna go Woody Marks more than 58 and a half rushing yards. We're going Higgins on the anytime TD. Stephon Diggs less on the 48 and a half receiving yards, and Drake May less on the passing yards, 227 and a half. We're putting $10 on it. 10 to win 117.90. You can tail us or you can fade us, but either way, use promo code RTS. Listen, guys, this has to be a mistake, right? Because normally at this time I would say, hey, we're gonna go to our fifth host, but fifth host is not here. I imagine this is a mistake. There's no way he's ducking because the Jaguars lost. I think more of Big Jags fan than that. Certainly an emergency happened. However, we do have a fifth host, and that is Andre, who's become a regular. He is a Houston Texans fan. We're going to bring him in. What's up, Andre?
Come on, Andre.
Come on, Andre.
He's a loss for words.
Andre
I
3000.
need to hear you, Andre.
All right.
I need to hear that H
I
sound.
guess Andre's out. Andre's out. We'll see if he calls back in. All right. We do have some super chats regardless.
Maybe Big Jags fan hacked him. Maybe Big Jags fan hacked him. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that's what it is. Texans postseason highlight, stomping out the Steelers. Jags postseason highlight is Liam Cohn getting encouragement from your black Octane show. Keep your head up, sugar. Jags are still relevant. Texans.
Yeah, what'd you think about that, Dodson?
I thought that reporters need to touch some grass. Like, is your profession that important where you can't take 20 seconds to have somebody say something to encourage a guy? Like, come on.
I think it's different because she's not a journalist. She's not a sports journalist. She is a reporter for a Jacksonville news station. So it's a different story. I do agree that, like, some things, you just don't bring up or just don't like go crazy about in a locker room or in a press conference right after. But I mean, I think sometimes we forget the humanity side of some things.
Yeah, but
I mean,
she's never there. Like that's the first time I ever heard her voice. So it's not like a regular reporter. So I don't know. Like people sitting here, like it's how dare she be credentialed? This is an embarrassment of the profession. Like what are we doing here? Come on, it's an entertainment business. Let's get real.
Right.
I mean, I get it. It didn't bother me.
No.
It's just somebody complimenting somebody and just giving them encouragement. It's her way of doing things, and that's fine. You find your voice in that type of work, and what she did, it's the way she just wanted to do it, and I have no issue with it. I'm sure the team will probably come up and just discuss it with her, and that's probably what's going to happen, and it's just going to go away. It's a non-issue.
Amnesia says not a single game ended on a dumb penalty either. It's true. You never want playoff games to go that way. Tekken is my world says congrats on your bye week, Texans fans.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. We made Aaron Rodgers tap out. They had to put in what was his name?
Rudolph, Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah. Tekken is my world says Jags will be back. Had to face a god at quarterback. Shaking my head.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of unfortunate that like you get a 3 seed and the 6 seed just happens to be freaking Josh Allen and the Bills.
No.
It is what it is, but it's just because I'm not going to duck from anybody. But it's just like, come on.
It's Josh Allen. Enough said.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy's a cyborg, man. Josh Allen's incredible. Eric says, shout out to the Texans. Good luck. Duval, AFC champs.
Hey,
AFC
Eric's
champs?
backstage right now.
Oh, it is Eric. Hey, yeah, all right, let's bring him in. What's up, Eric? Just read your super chat.
Yeah, I had to show up because Jags fans not here, so
Oh
we can't be on here. Nobody's
shade.
showing up. No, I will say, and I'm glad to see the Texans fans finally in the chat. So it's kind of the inverse, really. They don't show up when you're not winning. But here's what I'll say. I want to say, respect to the Texans. I actually do think people need to start giving more respect to CJ. I get he had a bad game, but this is the playoffs. Like, you're allowed to have a bad game in the playoffs, especially when you win. Like, they pulled it off. We've seen CJ be nice. Like, I think he's going to come back and he's going to do something. So, respect to that. I just wanted to say also, Duval, we're out here, Duval. I actually feel good about the Jags. I have no problem with how we ended it. We went against Josh Allen. Josh Allen did his thing. Of course I would have liked that to win that, but cutting it short here, I just wanted to say, shout out to the Texans. I am rooting for you. I shouldn't be with the chat, but I am rooting for you.
Appreciate it, man. I'm glad that, some Jags fans are. I know deep down, Dalton is, I heard his, his hot take at the end of the game, we're going to run the AFC South for the next 10 years. And, that kind of hit me in my heart. And, first thing that comes to my mind was, you got to make it past round 1, if you want to talk about big season things. But I agree, Jags, it looks good. It looks bright. Still got to go to Houston.
Hey, Ruben, whenever all these Texas fans raid my chat, I'm gonna start talking some shit. Okay, I'm gonna start talking because let's be real. I mean, the Texans, the divisional round. This is as far as you guys have been. You guys have a lot to prove. So we'll see what happens. But I had to talk my shit because
no. Like I got no problem with you talking shit. I got no problem with Houston. Our fans talk shit. Just keep the family out of it.
Yeah, guys, keep the family out of it. Come on.
Yeah, for
That's
real.
not cool, dude. Don't like come after me. I can take it. Don't come after my kid, man. That's not cool.
Well,
It's ridiculous. Who does that?
We're talking about
Texans fans doing it. Many of them. So yeah,
Not a good look.
Come on,
Not a good look.
not cool,
fellas.
man. Not cool.
Be better, y'all.
All right, Andre's backstage. We'll get to him in a second. JB says Texans defense are 11 Velociraptors with machine guns. Drake May and the easiest strength of schedule since 1999 are gonna get a wake up call. Oh, that's a good call out.
Can
by
you
the way.
just
That's
imagine
a really good call out.
if this Texans defense just make Drake May look like a fool? I've already made one MVP look like a fool this year in Josh Allen. And I don't know how strong that Patriots offensive line is, but I'm excited to find out.
Well, here's the thing about this, right? And I don't want to look too far ahead, but if you guys can get past the Pats, there's a good chance that AFC Championship's at home.
It's in the H.
Right?
It's in the H. And the Texans have been flirting with these watch parties that they did last week. I think it was the first time they ever done it. They're preparing for something, guys. This season feels special. When you saw that pick 6 from Kalen Bullock, you were just like, this is on another level.
Amnesia is a Titans fan. He would like to forget the season, I'm sure. Says, just got to tip my hat to the Jags. Going that far in year 1 of a new head coach, don't listen to Derek. Colts haven't won anything in the last 10 years. Shaking my head.
He just had to get his little shot in.
His little dig in, yeah, every time.
Hey, how many Super Bowls does your team have? I just want to know.
A lot, very soon.
Jeremy Rivers says T-Law was like, Cancun on me, Cancun on 3. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. Glimpson is better says, this is the first time I'm disagreeing with UCF. I think Trevor had a phenomenal game outside of the first interception against the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. Gave the defense 2 winning drives, and
this dude is high off crack, bro. This man literally just said first
number 1 passing defense in the NFL. Emmanuel Ocho, you know what he called us? The Fantastic Four, bro. This is the best secondary we've seen in a while.
Tighten up says Ruben, we are counting on them Texans to end Vrabel's run. I think y'all give May problems, but McDaniels is far more crafty than Smith.
No, I agree. McDaniels is a pretty good OC.
He is. SSG says, obviously, the Jags aren't good enough to beat anyone. Well, except
that's
for
not
all
true.
the
They
games
beat
that they won
us
in the regular season. I don't know.
They beat Denver.
Jay says, where did all the Jags fans go? One and done. They're here. Well, they're representing.
Yeah, they're in here still. Yeah.
James D says, CJ had one pretty good job protecting the ball. This whole season. So there is that. The fumbles last night are an outlier. Still had the same rating as Drake May. Running game came alive too.
Yeah. Like just seeing him just drop it 5 times. You just like, dude, you've never done this, right? You've never done this. What's going on?
And it's not like he hasn't been in the playoffs and hasn't played well. That's the strange part. Like the jitters didn't get a hold of you. What happened? Something was up. Imagine says, Jags fan living in Houston. I still have my Jags flag hanging outside of my house. Still sick to my stomach, though. Can't wait for number 12. All right. Long John Silver says, Jags were running great in the beginning. They went away from the run. Coaching lost that game. That's
what I opened with, man. I mean, Liam Cohen's done a great job. It is what it is, but yeah, I didn't think he called a very good game when it comes to just play calling. Like, keep committing to the run. That's what we were killing them at, and we went away from it. So, is what it is, right?
Tekken is my world says Bills might make the Super Bowl out of the AFC at this point. Josh Allen is just too good, and their pass defense is unbelievable.
They might.
Is it that good, really? I don't know. All right.
It's good enough.
Tapa says Jags have 2 first-round edge rushers who can't even get to the quarterback like Anderson Jr. and Hunter. It's truly pathetic. Respect to the Texans.
Two all pros.
I was going to say, Danielle Hunter does not get enough credit for the career that he's had. I mean, I saw a post like he has 115 career sacks, which is crazy. That's insane. Like up there with some of the all-time great numbers. I mean, we never talk about him like we do with Will Anderson Jr.
Rage and Cajun says, fraud vol. Random Looker says, Jacksonville, stand up. Dookie.
Right.
Dookie? That's not how I'd spell Dookie. I'm just throwing it out there. Rage and Cajun says, hopefully all the so-called Jags fans that called in last week call in this week. LMAO. Don't tuck the tail now, fellas. Duval. Tekken is my world says. For Jags fans who still are here, just remember we weren't supposed to be here. All we did in the last offseason was bargain bin. Hope Gladstone is locked in. Okay.
Facts.
AGK says, but I'm actually smart. Big Jags fan, 2026. He's not even here to defend himself.
That's
Raging
cold.
Cajun says, wait, we can't talk trash to the Jags fans that were trolling all week? Laugh out loud. What the? Oh, you can definitely talk trash. Just,
Hey, you can
there's a
talk
certain
trash.
point of like kids and family. Like, come on. AGK says, we're not losing to the Bills. Big Jags fan, 2026.
Dude, AGK is
He's on it. He's on it. Raging Cajun says, of course the fifth host is gone. I wouldn't expect anything less from Big Jags fan. Typical.
Catching
Yikes,
strays.
man. Hopefully he's got a good reason for this. We'll see next week. Rayan says, roses are red, violets are blue. Trevor choked when it mattered most. What else is new? Do lost. Black says, Texans swarm. That's right. And says it twice because that's how proud he is. Tom Brady says the 0-ring Texans will fall to us. Ooh, Pat's fan in here, obviously.
Okay, no, like, we'll get to the preview in a second. But
I love
All
this.
right, we'll get there.
yeah.
Paul Wilson says Dalton called my Colts trash also, but since we are, I had to laugh. Go Hoosiers. Yeah, they're not
That's
only to
what
have
we
a chance,
resulted to.
they're gonna win the national championship. Amnesia
they
says, love you, Derek. Still hate the Colts though.
Appreciate you.
I got excited. I saw Biggs. It's not Big Jags fan. Biggs 904 says, I'm here. Duval. AFC South champs. No cap. Let's freaking go. UCF. And then Clemson is better. Getting his weekly jab in at Derek. Says, Derek, I'm genuinely curious who the F you are.
Hey,
I
you
don't even know what
obviously
that
know
means.
who I am. You keep bringing me up every week. So
And then he says, chokes 8-1 start and asks me like he's somebody. 7-2.
it was
All right.
8-2, but whatever.
Let's bring in Andre. Let's see if we can get him going. What's up, Andre?
Hey, bro, what's up? What's up?
Hell yeah.
What's up,
There
man?
we go. Guy, Andre, I thought we lost you again. All right. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, the internet, man, is crazy. But I'm in like a weird spot in the house, but it's all good. Hey, man, I ain't gonna even say it, bro. I'm not gonna even do it. I'm just gonna say H is up, bro. Y'all know what it is.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
You've been
Yes,
respectful
sir.
every time you call, Andre. Every time.
Yeah, I gotta be respectful, bro. This is, this y'all the host, y'all the ones that's making it entertaining. So I gotta respect it. Plus, any given Sunday, so it'd be the one Sunday I talk extra trash, we lose extra hard. So let me just chill, you know what I'm saying, and be cool,
Yeah.
But nah, man, I just wanted to get on here, bro. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to your 49ers too.
Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you. We're limping along here. I don't know how we're still alive, honestly, with all these injuries, but we keep
There's
on
a
going.
theory on that I wanted to ask you about.
Okay, we'll get there. Let's let Andre cook for a second.
Yeah.
But yes, don't forget, because you did talk about this.
Yeah, man, I just want to say it's been a cool wild card weekend, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Every game has been good. Man, shout out to the Jaguars, bro. Hey, just like that lady that was the what was it, the media lady or whatever. Hey, man, keep your heads up. You feel me? Like, y'all really had a good season, real talk. Like, man, 8 games in a row. You know what I'm saying? Could have been 9, but it's all good. Yeah. Honestly, if y'all picked up on y'all run game just a little bit, y'all could have easily won that game. I've never seen a 10-yard tush push before, but I mean, I guess so. And yeah, like it's a lot of different things that could have happened that y'all could have won that game. So keep your heads up. Now, when it comes down to my Texans, shout out to my Texan defense, bro. Shout out to everybody. It was like watching this defense was like it was like they got offended when like the wide receivers caught the ball. It was like, how dare you catch the ball? I'm going to, I'm smack the mess out you. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, bro. It was a fun game. I was excited. Rank got a touchdown. You feel me? Kalen Bullock got a touchdown. It was just good times. It was fun. CJ, man, that's still my guy. I got a theory about it. I believe CJ is it's gonna sound crazy. I think CJ got ADHD. I think he got ADHD. I'm dead serious. And this is the reason why I say this.
You bringing up the SQ scores?
See, that's actually a part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a part of it. ADHD people do not take tests well. But look, this is the thing I'm gonna say. If you see a person who has ADHD, they do the same thing. Like if they get a lot of time and they have no pressure, they like kind of lollygag and whatever kind of stuff they got going on. But when it's time to lock in, they lock in, like they own it. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what CJ Stroud to do. Like if you think about his rookie year, his whole rookie year, he was under pressure because first of all, he was a rookie. Everything with the test, they was constantly comparing him to Bryce Young. So the whole season he was under pressure. He went crazy the whole season. The second season, it wasn't as much pressure. They brought all these different wide receivers in. Boom, he started doing bad again. The playoff game come around. It needed him to lock in. He locked in. There's multiple games this season that he's played where the ball was in the offense's hands and CJ didn't fumble the ball. He did what he was supposed to do. I think it's that. A mixture of the O-line being trash earlier in the season, you know what I'm saying? Him being kind of scared with all that going on. And, it's a whole bunch of factors, I believe. It's basically his best friend, Tank Dell, got hurt from a pass that he threw. So that could be on the back of his mind. Now you got Nico hurt. It's a whole lot of things going on. It's funny what you said. I'm just going to say host, you feel me? It's funny what you said because I believe that too, that with Nico out of the game, that it actually is a blessing in disguise, like because it forces, like I said, it forces his mind to be like, okay, well, I can't lock in on Nico. I gotta find somebody else. And showing up, Christian Kirk there the whole time, ready to go. You feel me? So he might have been there the whole season. We just didn't know.
To Andre's point, in the fourth quarter, CJ Stroud is like money. Multiple times at the end of the game, the offense has had the ball, needed a first down. They've got it, but you just got to do it all 4 quarters, man.
Yeah, he might need to go ahead and go to a specialist and see what's going on. And, just to, they got medicine. You feel me? They got medicine. It's all good. But, man, shout out to my Texans, bro. Shout out to everybody else in the AFC South, bro. We're going to be up. Everybody good. Jags, chill. 49ers, I hope y'all do good y'all next game. And that's about it.
Thank you. All right, brother. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate you. Guys, he's here.
Oh,
big Jags fan showed up.
Oh,
what's up, big Jags fan?
Duval.
So, what's up, brother?
What's up, man? So I wasn't very upset about the game. We lost, but if you think about it, we won 4 games last year. We won a division this year, won 13 games. Trevor looks like he's getting more consistent. And we had a playoff game at home. What more could you ask for after going 4-13 last year?
A win.
But y'all were there last year, so you know how it is already, Ruben. Y'all been there 3 years in a row, right? We're just getting back in the limelight.
Yeah, but, it's true. Okay, well, let me ask you this then. You've been making your predictions all year. You got the Texans left playing the Patriots. Do they get past the divisional round for the first time?
I think they do. I don't think Drake May and the Patriots are too very good. I mean, look, they played the Chargers with a beat-up team and they didn't barely beat them, but they didn't score many points on them, and they had a hard time driving the ball. Imagine the Texans defense with a young Drake May.
Okay, what's your score prediction?
I think the Texans win 20-10.
Ooh, I like it. That's that 20 points we were talking about, Ruben.
That's all you need, baby.
Dalton brought up. Yep.
Yeah, that's what they need.
All right, 20. Listen, we're about to put out we're about to put you on a milk carton. We didn't know where you're at, Big Japs fan. So I'm glad that you showed up.
Well, how about when y'all went back and watched that video, our first predictions, and I won that jersey?
Yeah, we do got to talk about that. The prediction video, the bet that you had with Michael. You're right.
I was right.
You were absolutely right. It was more than 15 was the words used. So you win. And
I hit the nail right on the head with that prediction, didn't I? 15.
15.
I was right.
15. Yeah.
But
so I know you guys have been in contact, so we got it all squared.
Yeah, we have. We're good. So I know Dalton's upset, and most Jag fans are, but man, we did great this season. And think about it, our GM now and our coach now and the football operations, Tony Baselli, they're not just going to let this fly. They're going to get some corners in here. We'll get some safeties in here. Wingard's probably out. He's a bum. Newsom's out. He's a bum. Cole Van Lanta's going to take over for Walker Little. He's out. So we'll come back next year strong. It'll be the Texans and the Jaguars again. It'll probably come down to, I bet you they make the schedule where it's Texans-Jags last game of the year next season. Knowing how this season went, they probably want us to compete for that AFC championship. So the AFC South championship. So we'll be all right, Dalton.
I think so. All right, brother. Hey, listen, we got another call. We got some super chats. We got to preview this game, and we got to get out of here. I appreciate you for calling in, Big
All
Jags.
right, one more bet. I want to bet with Michael again next season. Cam Ward only gets 18 touchdowns. Another jersey.
Well, I don't know how you're going to feel about that, especially with John Harbaugh coaching. So you might want to just sit back.
Right. Which one,
Nice.
though? Which one?
Nice.
Which one?
Which one?
Harbaugh brother. The one from the Ravens?
Yeah, I mean, he's
Yeah,
the
he
only
said
one that's
John,
looking
yeah.
for a job right now.
No, the Chargers guy's getting fired too, didn't he?
No, the OC.
No.
Greg
That was their
Roman.
OC.
Well, if
Greg
John
Roman.
Harbaugh can't win a division with Lamar Jackson, he damn sure ain't winning with Cam Ward, buddy.
You do realize
We'll
he played
talk
in the
about
AFC
bets.
North, right?
All right, well, next season, I know we'll have our thing in August, or we do our prediction videos. We'll make the bet then. All right.
All right, perfect.
Stay
Later,
tuned.
Big Jags fan. There we go, man. Big Jags fan did come through. All right. Biggs 904. What's up, brother?
What's up, y'all? Duval. Let's freaking go, man.
Hey,
Where should I start? Let me try to put anything into a small box. Let's see. Sunday sucked. I'm still proud of my Jags. Still AFC South champs. Shout out to Texans. I hope y'all go all the way. I think y'all probably will. If y'all win this next game, just forget about this. Y'all go to the Super Bowl. Y'all have to. Y'all deserve that shit for real. Moving on. Yeah, like a lot of things that Big Jags fan already mentioned. The guys are gonna be out, like Greg. He out of there. Dewey. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So much to think right now. But I will say next year when we have who we lose? Travis Hunter, and Jordan Lewis. We get those guys back. I think you're running back again. I think we go to the Super Bowl. I was going to make that prediction. I thought we were going to do it Sunday, but Josh Allen is Josh Allen. You know, it is what it is. But moving forward, I'm proud of my Jags. We're in the right direction. And if I notice, now the media is starting to give the Jags a little bit of respect. But I mean, we still gonna play pissed off though. I think we play the best ball with that mentality. I'm not saying like with a chip on the shoulder, but you know what I mean, just like we don't care what people say. We're just gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna win these games and we'll beat the respect out of teams. And that's what they've done, being 13-4. Says a lot. What else? I think that's pretty much it, y'all. Appreciate your time.
Hey, we appreciate you calling in, man. No matter what, win or lose, Jacksonville Jaguar fans showed up all the way for sure. You got to give them their love. All right, it is time though to preview the one game we have this week: Houston versus the Patriots at the Patriots Saturday. No, not Saturday. They play Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. It's got to be Sunday. Sunday, I think they're the 3 p.m. Eastern game, if I'm not mistaken. So Texans at Pats, 3 p.m. Eastern. No, what is it?
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like,
I was like, there's no way they play Saturday. I wrote it down as Saturday. It's got to be Sunday at 3 p.m. So
Just play Thursday night on Prime.
Yeah, they got a 3-day rest, bro. They're playing tonight at 3 p.m. All right. Listen. So we got a game. Houston traveling to New England on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. Derek, talk to me. Give me your score prediction. How do you see this one going down?
Well, I mean, we said it last week. The Texans defense, it travels. I mean, that defense, just as good as it is, will put a strain on any quarterback and any offense, you know, and I can't disagree with the people that have made the assertion that, you know, the New England Patriots, they had a very favorable schedule this year. They went through the gauntlet early, but I think their last 6 games leading up to this, I think they played one team that even had a 500 record, I believe. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be a lot more of a challenge going up against Houston's defense. I am going to take the Texans in this one. Like we said before, as long as CJ Stroud takes care of the football, they don't really need to do much. But I think this will be a much closer game. I think that this one will be Texans by a final score of 20-17.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Well, listen, Dalton, we're going to go to you next. I know you had a hard out at 8:05, so we'll let you get out of here, but do got to get your prediction first, brother. How do you see this game going down?
Yeah, this will be an interesting one just from the case of, I don't think we really know who the Patriots are. I mean, they obviously finished with a tremendous record at 14-3, but only 2 regular season wins against teams with winning records. I mean, it's unbelievable how they can go a whole schedule with only doing that. So yeah, they got a big tough matchup here against the Texans. I got to take the Texans just because they're more battle tested, and obviously Drake May has probably never seen a defense like this. So I'll go Texans win this one 17-13.
All right, brother. Hey, go take care of things. We'll see you next week. All right,
guys. Peace.
All right, Michael, talk to me. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, this is going to be a tougher road, especially for the Texans heading to New England. Another hostile environment. Mike Vrabel's a great preparer of his players, so they're going to be ready regardless of whatever the weather brings, whatever happens. It's the New England way. I just got to say, Ruben, Dalton's been to an AFC championship. Derek's been. I've been. Fuck it. Let's get you there too. Give me the Texans 17-14 overtime.
Overtime. I love it. All right. Talk to me. How do you see this one going down, Ruben? Are your Texans in the AFC's championship game this time next week?
It's funny. We're going to a place where the Houston Texans have history, and it's not a good one. The Houston Texans, and multiple times with multiple different quarterbacks, have gone to the playoffs, have made it past the wild card round, and then you have to go to Foxborough in New England against Tom Brady. And it's now it's kind of like the same situation just 6 years later. You're going to Foxborough against a top-seeded Patriots team, against probably the MVP of the league with a good head coach. But I'm ready to exercise demons because this team has done things this year that it hasn't done. They beat the Baltimore Ravens, which they hadn't did in the DeMeco Ryan, CJ Stroud era. They went to Kansas City and ended their dynasty, which they haven't done before in the CJ Stroud and DeMeco era. They're going to do it again this Sunday. This Texans defense, it's going to make life hell for Drake May. They made a mistake telling Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter and this secondary who made the All-Pro, who didn't make the All-Pro, because that was just gasoline added to the fire of this Houston Texans defense. And Drake May, he's going to be running for his life. Now, he can run for his life. He's been having great plays on the ground, but this Texans defense plays disciplined. They have the best secondary in the NFL. I'm not worried about Stephon Diggs. The only thing we're going to be worried about is the offensive side. How does CJ Stroud bounce back from a horrible game like I mentioned earlier? You don't turn the football over. You lean on the running game, which was fantastic against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't think the New England Patriots defense, the front four, is like the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm feeling confident, guys. I'm feeling confident in the fact that we can go places where we've never gone before. You get to your first ever AFC championship and the Buffalo Bills win, it's going to be in Houston, and you're one game away from the Super Bowl. There will be no Nico Collins. I don't think there's going to be a Christian Gonzalez. Both of these two players had concussions, and to the point of CJ Stroud not having Nico, he didn't have Nico before against the San Francisco 49ers, and that was arguably one of CJ Stroud's best game of the seasons. Going back to the defense, Drake May saw them last year. Drake May was sacked 3 times by Will Anderson Jr., and Drake May threw, I believe, multiple interceptions as well. This is going to be a fun game. The Houston Texans are going to win this one 23-10.
Let's go. Let's go. Everybody picking the Texans. You got to love it, man. I hope that it certainly does come through. Cannot wait to see the results of this one. But real quick, got to get to our other sponsor. Almost forgot about them. I can't forget about RotoWire, the best tandem fantasy football app that there is. Promo code RTS to get 15% off. Link is in the description. And if you are a degenerate, just like we are here at Roundtable Sports, you can go to Daily Fantasy through the picks and props. Go to Daily Fantasy Pick'em. Go to Sleeper, which is the app that we choose to use here. And you've got an AI algorithm that is going to show you what you should take more or less. First of all, they don't like our pick, the Stephon Diggs pick. They got it more, but they're not too confident in it if we're being real. I like the Christian McCaffrey more than 54.5 rushing yards. We got Higgins less than 38.5 receiving yards. So you can see they got an AI algorithm here. They got a confidence meter along with that. And I will tell you, this thing definitely does hit. They know exactly what they're doing with this AI algorithm. So make sure you check them out. RotoWire, promo code RTS. All right, let me first of all, let me fix this here. All right, there we go. Let's get to these super chats real quick to round us out. Caesar says, all Jags fans do is talk about Stroud, even Dalton. Take his meat out your mouth. Do. Tay says, AFC South champs just to lose in the wild card. War says, Texans still a top 4 offense in the playoffs, top rushing offense. Are they? Is that true? I don't know how true that is. No. Yeah. All right. Gooter says the Texans D got my D going.
Yeah, let's swarm, baby.
Hey,
yeah, H-Town, hold it down. We going all the way. That's a possible moment. Caesar says big Jags fan on the copium machine talking smack. Now he shut up. LMAO. And I don't know how to say this, but great question, Duval. Host, will you be back next season for the show? Hell yeah, I'll be back next season. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh,
but
yeah,
first,
baby.
We'll be back next week, same time, same place, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, to review this game, talk some offseason stuff. Hopefully, at that point, the Titans have a head coach on their hands. We'll see what's going on with the Jags and the Colts at that time as well. And hopefully also, instead of rounding out the season, we will be previewing an AFC championship that includes those Houston Texans. All right, listen, everybody in the chat, much love to all the Roundtable hosts here. We got Mike, we got Derek, we got Ruben, and Dalton had to peace out. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Much love. Peace.